So I just spawned into a brand new world. No base, no resources, no idea what's around me. And honestly, that's exactly what being a teenager feels like. You're just dropped in. No tutorial, no map, no one hands you a list of what actually matters and what's just noise. I'm 27 now, and looking back, I wasted so much time grinding the wrong things. Stressing about stuff that aged out in like 6 months, ignoring things that actually mattered for years. So that's what this video is. Not me lecturing you. Think of it more like your older brother pulling you aside before you make the same mistakes I did. Let's get into it. When you first spawn in Minecraft, you don't build a mansion. You build a dirt hut. Maybe a small wooden box if you're feeling fancy. Just enough to survive the first night. But here's what a lot of you are doing in real life. You're 16, 17, maybe 19, and you're panicking because you don't have your final base built yet. You haven't figured out exactly who you are. And somewhere along the way, somebody, a parent, a teacher, the internet, made you feel like you're already behind. You're not behind. You're just in early game. Your teens and early 20s are supposed to be the part where you punch trees, where you figure out what resources even exist, where you die a few times and figure out what not to do. The pressure to have everything figured out right now, that's like stressing about your nether portal design when you haven't even made a crafting table yet. Here's what actually matters in early game, and it's simple. Stay alive, gather information, don't build anything permanent out of dirt. In real life, that means take care of yourself, try things, and don't lock yourself into a path just because it feels safe or because someone else wants you to. You have more time than you think. The people who look like they have it figured out at 17, most of them are just as lost. They just built a nicer looking dirt house. So you're past the first night. Now what do you actually grind for? In Minecraft, the answer is obvious. Diamonds. You go deep, you mine smart, you don't waste time on gravel. But in real life, nobody tells you what the diamonds actually are. So let me tell you. Diamond number 1, your mental health. I know that sounds like something a poster in the school counselor's office says, but hear me out. Everything else, your grades, your relationships, your hustle, runs on this. If your mental health is wrecked, nothing else functions right. It's like trying to fight the Ender Dragon with half a heart. Technically possible, mostly just painful and dumb. If you're struggling, anxiety, depression, just feeling like something's off, that's not weakness. That's your game telling you something needs attention. Don't ignore it because you think you're supposed to just push through. Diamond number 2. A small, real friend group. Not followers, not people who tolerate you, people who actually get you. In Minecraft, a good multiplayer server with 2 or 3 people you actually trust is better than a server with 50 strangers who will grief your base the second you log off. 1 or 2 real friendships in your teens will do more for you than being popular ever will. Popularity has a shelf life. Real friendships don't. Diamond number 3. Skills over grades. Grades matter for certain paths. I'm not telling you to fail out of school, but the thing that will actually carry you forward is what you can do, what you've built, what you've learned because you were genuinely curious, not because it was going to be on a test. Start building skills now. Learn to communicate. Learn to figure things out. Learn one thing you're actually interested in, deeply. That's your diamond pickaxe. Everything else is stone. Let me talk about people for a second. In Minecraft, a griefer is someone who joins your world not to build, but to destroy. They act cool at first, they might even help you for a while, and then one day you log on and your base is on fire. You have griefers in your real life too, and they're harder to spot because you don't show up with TNT. They show up as the friend who puts you down in front of other people and calls it jokes. They show up as the person who only hits you up when they need something. They show up as the relationship that makes you feel worse about yourself every single time you leave it. Here's something it took me way too long to learn. Not everyone deserves access to your base. You don't owe anyone your time, your energy, or your loyalty just because you've known them for a long time, or because cutting them off feels uncomfortable. Some people are temporary players in your world, and that's fine. The mistake is giving them diamond level access when they've shown you they're griefers. Pay attention to how you feel around people, not in the moment, because sometimes griefers are fun to hang around, but after. How do you feel after you spend time with someone? Lighter? That's a keeper. Drained? Small? Or like you have to perform to be liked? That's a griefer. Revoke their access. Your circle should be small, and it should be safe. Protect your base. We've all been there. You're deep in a cave, you're loaded up with diamonds, you've been grinding for an hour, and then you fall into lava. Everything gone. Death screen. Back to your spawn point with nothing. That feeling, the stomach drop, the "are you kidding me?" the wanting to close the game entirely, that's the same feeling as failing a class, or getting rejected, or losing a job, or getting dropped by someone you trusted. And here's what I want to tell you about that feeling. It's survivable. Every single time. The lava doesn't end the game, it just ends that run. And here's the thing about dying in Minecraft that actually applies to real life. You come back with all your knowledge intact. You know where the cave is. You know where the lava was. You know exactly what not to do next time. Failure only destroys the stuff. It never destroys the experience. The teenagers and young adults who are going to be okay, not the ones who never fail. It's the ones who respawn, who go back, who use what they learned. You're going to lose some diamonds to lava. That's just part of the game. The only way to never lose anything is to never go mining. And then you've got nothing anyway. Respawn, go back, mine smarter. Can I be real with you about something? Spectator mode in Minecraft is cool for a minute. You can fly around, see everything, watch other people's worlds. But you can't interact with anything. You can't build, you can't mine. You're just watching. A huge chunk of your generation is living in spectator mode, and the app responsible for it is on your phone right now. You're watching other people's highlight reels and comparing them to your behind the scenes. You're seeing someone's level 40 base and forgetting that they started in a dirt hut too, or that the whole thing might be fake. Here's what social media is actually doing to a lot of you. And I say this with zero judgment because I watched it happen to people I know. It's making you a spectator of your own life. You're watching other people go to events instead of going yourself. You're performing a version of yourself for an audience instead of figuring out who you actually are. You're measuring your real life against a feed that was designed, literally engineered, to make you feel like you're not enough. I'm not saying delete everything. That's not realistic. But I am saying this. Notice how you feel when you're on it. If you're closing the app feeling worse than when you opened it, that app is working against you. The real game is being played offline. The base you actually live in matters way more than the one you post about. Get out of spectator mode. Go play your own game. I want to tell you what I think actually matters in your teens. Not what your school says, not what your parents expect, not what gets the most likes. What actually matters. Number 1, knowing yourself a little better every year. Not having yourself figured out, just knowing yourself a little better. What makes you feel alive, what drains you, what you actually believe versus what you were told to believe. That's the real work of your teens. Number 2, learning how to feel things without running from them. A lot of people your age, and honestly, a lot of people my age too, never learned how to just sit with hard emotions. So they numb out with their phone, or substances, or just staying constantly busy. Learning to actually feel stuff, grief, rejection, embarrassment, loneliness, without immediately escaping it, that's a life skill. It's uncomfortable. It's also one of the most important things you can develop. Number 3, doing hard things on purpose. Your comfort zone is a cozy base. I get it. But if you never leave it, you never grow. You never find new biomes, and eventually, you run out of resources. Do one hard thing regularly. A sport, a class that scares you, a conversation you've been avoiding, performing somewhere, applying for the thing you don't think you'll get. Hard things build something in you that easy things can't. Number 4, being kind to yourself even when you mess up. Seriously, you are going to mess up constantly. That's not a flaw in the game, that's the game. The goal isn't to be perfect, the goal is to keep building, keep going, learn from the death screen, and go back in. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you your teens are the best part of your life, because honestly, for a lot of people, they're not. And if someone told you that, they probably forgot how hard it actually was. What I will tell you is this. Your teens matter, not because everything you do now determines everything forever, but because the habits you're building, the self awareness you're developing, the people you're choosing to keep around, all of that is laying the foundation. You're not behind, you're not broken, you're not too late. You just spawned in, and the world is open. I'll be in the comments if you want to talk. And if this hit different for you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because I promise you, somebody in your life is quietly going through exactly what we talked about today. Take care of yourself out there, and hey, watch out for lava.